The New York Jets have released former All-Pro halfback LeVeon Bell. Now, this move is really surprising to me. Okay, because I expected the New York Jets to part ways with Le'Veon Bell by trading him to another team. Because by releasing Le'Veon Bell, that's $15 million in dead cap. So I thought the New York Jets would try to trade Le'Veon Bell, maybe try to get a 5th round pick or a 6th round pick for him. Hell, at worst, try to get a 7th round pick or just get something in return for him. But apparently, no teams were interested in trading for Le'Veon Bell. So what this tells me is that, firstly, the market for Le'Veon Bell isn't even all that high. Even with him now being a free agent and being able to sign with whichever team he wants to that approaches him with a contract, I mean, what teams off the top of your head right now that you can legitimately say needs Le'Veon Bell right now? Okay, and even then, whichever team he goes to, I don't really think he's going to be the primary halfback because a lot of teams already have their halfback position figured out unless it's just like a one-year rental. Like if you're like the New York Giants or somebody like that and you probably want to look to add some more talent at halfback. But I mean, for the most part, Le'Veon Bell, whichever team he signs with, he's pretty much going to be splitting carries with another halfback. Now, a lot of people are saying that he could go to the New England Patriots. I think that is a realistic possibility because Bill Belichick, he's always looking to find ways to improve his team, and he's always looking to get steals like a Le'Veon Bell. We saw him do the same thing when he brought back Cam Newton. We saw the same thing when he decided to take the flyer and sign Antonio Brown, even though it didn't work out. Bill Belichick is known for trying to get steals. And signing Le'Veon Bell right now would be a Bill Belichick kind of move for him. So, also, other than the New England Patriots, a lot of people are saying the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, I could see that as a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I wouldn't mind seeing Le'Veon Bell return because Le'Veon Bell didn't pull on Antonio Brown. Don't forget that Le'Veon Bell, his only grievance with the Pittsburgh Steelers was the fact that he felt that he was deserving of more money and him and Pittsburgh just couldn't come to terms on the contract, so he decided to sit out. But I mean, it was never really any big locker room issues with Le'Veon Bell into the whole contract incident. So I mean, as a Steelers fan, I would welcome back Le'Veon Bell with open arms. Now, I know Pittsburgh is pretty jam-packed at running back right now. I mean, you got James Conner, who James Conner isn't bad at all. A lot of you guys got to remember that James Conner was a Pro Bowler. He just can't stay healthy. You got James Conner, you got Benny Snell, you have, you got a lot of talent at the halfback position. You got Anthony McFarland. That's the guy who I was thinking of as well. So, I mean, by bringing in Le'Veon Bell, I can understand it, but I still wouldn't really understand it because you still do have a lot of talent at the halfback position. It's not like you really need Le'Veon Bell. But I mean, I wouldn't be mad if Pittsburgh would have went ahead and made the decision. Maybe the Cleveland Browns could utilize Le'Veon Bell because we don't really know how long it's going to be until Nick Chubb fully heals from his injury and when he's going to return. So, I mean, a lot of teams could utilize Le'Veon Bell's services just for this season. Now, in terms of the long run, I don't really know. So, I mean, this is going to be really interesting to monitor and figure out because the market for Le'Veon Bell, in my opinion, isn't even all that high. Okay, and I can understand teams not wanting to trade for Le'Veon Bell because of his contract and how big of a cap hit he would be. But I mean, now that he's a free agent, I still can't really think of a lot of teams right now that can really utilize and need Le'Veon Bell's services right now, unless you're a team that just needs some more help at halfback because of injury. So, I mean, the New York Jets part ways with Le'Veon Bell. They weren't able to trade him. I mean, they couldn't even get a 7th round pick in return for him. So, what that tells me is the fact that the market for Le'Veon Bell isn't even all that high. And the New York Jets decided to just bite the bullet, take the $15 million dead cap penalty and get rid of Le'Veon Bell. And I mean, for the New York Jets, I know Jets fans are probably going to be upset with the decision to release Le'Veon Bell. But I mean, for the New York Jets, I mean, your locker room already isn't in good spirits. You're already 0-5. So I mean, it's no use of keeping a guy who doesn't want to be there, a guy who can't get along with Adam Gase, even though Adam Gase most likely will be on his way out, hopefully. So I mean, the New York Jets, when you have a team that's 0-5 and you have players that do not want to be there, your best bet is by getting rid of those guys. even if you have to bite the bullet and take a $15 million cap penalty. And I mean, I feel like the New York Jets never really wanted Le'Veon Bell in the first place because the guy who signed Le'Veon Bell, the general manager that signed Le'Veon Bell, got fired 2 months later. So, I mean, Adam Gase didn't really know how to utilize Le'Veon Bell. And, I mean, it shows that the New York Jets didn't really want Le'Veon Bell in the first place because of last year, the New York Jets and Le'Veon Bell and Adam Gase were also at odds with each other last season. So, I mean, hey, looks like the truth has finally came out. Looks like Adam Gase and Le'Veon Bell really did have some friction in the locker room, and it has all unraveled. Le'Veon Bell is now a free agent. Going to be interesting to see which team signs Le'Veon Bell.